Dr. Jeff Sadow is a political science professor at Louisiana State University in Shreveport. Hey, Dr. Jeff, how are you today? Thank you for taking time.
Well, fine, thanks. How about you all?
Let's start with your awesome headline, because this is sort of something that Erin and I discussed in some depth when it was topical a couple of weeks ago. Jeff Sadow says, instead of blasting Florida Governor Rick Scott's visit to Louisiana, Governor Edwards should take notes. Give everybody a little background and explain what you mean about Governor Edwards should be writing things down.
Yeah, well, a little while back, 10 days or so ago, maybe, Florida's Governor Rick Scott came in Louisiana, says he was on a trade mission, is what he called it. And the purpose of this mission was to entice Louisiana businesses to relocate to Florida. And with that, he spelled out his case. Says we have no corporate income tax. We're out trying to raise taxes around here. In fact, we're trying to cut them, and so on. Which, of course, Governor Edwards didn't appreciate very much that kind of commentary.
As a matter of fact, Governor Edwards used the term, he's coming to our state and poaching our businesses, trying to poach business, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if Florida's got a certain set of laws, and that an offer, so to speak, is out there because of that, well, what's he going to do?
So what do you think? What do you think John Bel needs to learn from Rick Scott?
Well, when we look at the comparative economic performances of Florida and Louisiana, it's hard to say that Louisiana is doing better than Florida, and certainly you would think that those kinds of policies that Scott was mentioning, emphasis again not on raising but lowering taxes, not having an income tax, and so on, that those would have something to do with that. So maybe Edwards ought to be considering those kinds of options rather than the course that he's taking presently.
The doomsday budget he's presented to lawmakers, some have called it laughable, others have said it's an embarrassment. How does Dr. Jeffrey Sadow classify this doomsday budget?
Well, I think in large part is dishonest, because there are a number of things that Edwards could do, in fact, many of them unilaterally, that would save the state hundreds of millions of dollars instead of just doing what we're doing and then slashing programs like he has. And a lot of them are in the area of health care, which is where the lion's share of cuts are coming in that budget.
Do you anticipate lawmakers and the governor will come to terms, or are they more likely to extend that penny sales tax to try to shore up the deficit?
Well, it seems to me with the intransigence from the governor's mansion on this rigid insistence that there has to be some kind of permanent tax increase to sustain the current level of spending and the way money is spent in the state, that what's going to happen is Republicans are just going to conclude that they just can't work with this guy, that he's probably going to be out of office in fewer than 2 years, and so they would extend temporarily a portion of that sales tax, maybe half of it, something like that.